There are bran cakes in the glove compartment. Oh.
So the last couple videos I made where I just kind of, put all the BS aside and just sat down and talked to you guys, person to person was, both of those were pretty bleak, I will admit. But the one thing that I've always believed in, whether it's with friends, family, or you guys, people who watch my videos, I believe in transparency 100%. And I've always wanted to just be as open as I can with you guys as possible, and if it's something that I'm going through, if I'm going through a hard time or whatever it is, I feel the need to share that. Things have been getting a little bit easier. I've found the motivation to start doing things that, bring me a sense of joy and a sense of accomplishment. And one of those things is, of course, making YouTube videos. I took 2021 was a weird year for me, and it was kind of a nightmare for sure. But I got out of it. I made it. I feel better than I did last year, that's for sure. But I won't deny, there's still a huge struggle for me. I'm still struggling with depression quite a bit. And just recently, I've been hit with a really, really nasty, nasty depression spell. And this feels disingenuous to just kind of, talk about this really nonchalant and, just be like, oh yeah, I was depressed and, it's been a rough couple days, but there you go. It just feels really dishonest to the people who were actually there for me. My family, a few people who are very, very close to me, and you know who you are if you're watching this. But it was very intense. It was a very, very intense bout of anxiety. There was a whole lot of hopelessness and despair. And it was a lot more than just like, oh, I got fired, or, my girlfriend left me, or whatever it is, This was a lot harder, I think, because it was much more existential in nature. Because the truth is, as much joy as I get from making these videos, or from writing things, or from, making music, or just even spending time with friends and people I care about, at the end of the day, I also recognize that nobody gives a shit about any of those things that I'm interested in. Like, in the grand scheme of things, these things are not going to bring me any sort of monetary success, for example. I am not going to make a living making YouTube videos. And I'm not even saying I want to. This is something I do because I enjoy doing it. But I also kind of have to get real. And the older I get, the more I think people are really starting to sort of apply that pressure and tell me, hey, you really gotta shape up, you gotta focus, because, eventually your time's gonna run out, the party's gonna be over. And like many of my fellow millennials and older Gen Zs, I'm in a very dark place, and I think a lot of us are in a very dark place. I'm 27 now, and I feel my 20s slipping away, because I know I'm just kind of stuck here in this state of limbo, and there's nothing for me to do. There's no way for me to I apply for jobs over and over again, even crap jobs, and I still can't find work in that. People want work experience, people want job experience. All of the, entry-level positions I'm looking at, they all want, 2 to 5 years worth of experience. How am I supposed to get that if you guys won't let me work? So it's very frustrating just trying to make it these days, and I get it. I would argue that there are a lot of institutions and systems put in place that are making it this way, that this is completely by design. And the reason why I say that is because in this country it's so systemic, and probably even in all of Europe, maybe even in parts of Asia, I'm not sure. But whether it's, nationwide or worldwide, there's no escaping the fact that we live in a time of complete unrest, complete uncertainty, and most people my age are just miserable. And whether that misery comes from realizing that you actually, you do get the job, right? And you do work your way up, and you're doing really well, and you think you're doing really well, but you're just kind of spinning your wheels and not going anywhere. There's that, and then there's me, who wants to go and do things, and wants to do things that are meaningful to him, meaningful in the sense that you get some sort of not just monetary value, but interpersonal satisfaction. And all of those jobs are either fruitless or non-existent. So, these are the kind of thoughts that really stress me out, they keep me up at night. And, I'll be honest, the more I go through all of this, the more afraid I get for the future. And of course, when it rains, it pours. At the same time, my family, they're not in the greatest of health right now. And it's just going to get worse from here. I know that, and so how do you cope? How do you try and struggle to find meaning in your own life, when everyone around you is sick and not doing well? What do you do? I don't know. I didn't mean to make like another sad, hopeless, depressing YouTube video. That was not my goal. I think at the end of the day, I need to stop worrying so much and just do it. Do something. I don't know what. I have no idea what, but do something. Above all else, I really enjoy the process of making videos, and I know that, the channel's dead. I know that, right? The channel's very dead. But I might as well just do what makes me happy for now, at least when it comes to things like this, because I upload and it does take time out of my day, and it's because it takes a lot of time to edit videos, and it takes a lot of time to add the funny effects and things like that, and you got to schedule time with your friends to do this stuff, and but it's not so much that it gets in the way of anything else, right? Like if I wanted to go work, if I wanted to go be a barista tomorrow, I could. I just wanted something more than that. I just wanted something where I could like walk into a career that made me feel good about myself. I don't know how much satisfaction I'm going to get from, working at a department store or making coffee. And that's not to put anybody down who does that stuff. That's great work. It's hard work. I worked in some of those things before, and it is difficult. If anything, I'm probably too weak to be able to do that kind of stuff. I have mad respect for people who can hold jobs like that and can even work up the ranks. People who work their way up to assistant manager, so on and so forth, and can work up the chain is amazing to me. I couldn't even dream of doing something like that. But I think what I mean to say is that I wanted a career that focuses on the things that not only I'm really good at, but also the things that I really, really enjoy doing. And it just sucks. You think that you find an opening, you think that you're there, you think your dreams will come true, and they never do. So it's, yeah, it sucks. But who knows? I mean, the future is the future. It's open, it's open-ended, and that's what makes it promising and also terrifying all at the same time. Thank you for listening to this big tirade. I needed to get this off my chest. You're a great listener. Thank you so much. All right, you guys, I've got a lot more videos coming, and I know I say that sometimes and then I disappear and I never come back, but I really do this time. I've got plenty more Phasmophobia on the way. Lots of funny stuff going on with my friends in that one, and a couple more horror plays, and just cool stuff. Got some ideas for an animation maybe later on down the road, and I think my channel's due for that because I had the big huge boom with the Markiplier one with the Distractable animation, and then it just kind of started teetering off. So I'm like, okay, the people want animation, so I'm gonna give it to them. All right, you guys, thanks so much for listening to this. I will see you all very soon.